Hello everyone, welcome to the Stealing Insights YouTube channel. So today we'll be talking on several things, about three things. Couple of data validation, how to just create an Excel sheet to get people's response by just having a drop down on their Excel instead of them typing it in order to ease the response you are getting from them. That's number one. Number two, we'll be dealing with slicer. The third one, how you can autofill your Excel with borders while typing instead of going over it again to get that done. So the first thing I'll be dealing with here is the data validation. So for the data validation, look at this Excel sheet. We're having the names of people here. So probably we have been saddled with the responsibility of attending to this issue and filling an online Excel. So I want everyone to actually give a response to this, and that's why I'm having this status. So this status now, we want to get options and we want to limit them to just two options. We want to do that. All you need to do first is that you need to highlight the cells that will be involved. So in highlighting the cells that will be involved, I mean in terms of the data that will be used, so we are going to be highlighting it to this point. This is the first thing to do. Once you get here, the first thing is that you highlight the data. You come to data in the ribbon section. You pick on data validation. You click the data validation. Then you pick on any value down then to the list. Under the list, whatever you want to appear is what you type here. That is, let's assume that what you want to type here is completed, then not completed. And you click on OK. By the time you click on OK, you notice that this drop down has been provided here. Then you have it as completed. Then you also have not completed. That's the way you can create your Excel to just have the drop down list. The drop down list that can enable people to give response as swift as possible to the data sheet, probably shared online or in any manner. However, please note there is something very silent here that I want to tell you the reason that was done. Now, if you click on this, you realize I put a comma in between the completed and not completed. By the time you remove the comma is very important. If you click on OK, it's going to be seeing it as one option. The comma means it should go to the next line. So let's press OK just to cite what I've just said. By the time you click the drop down, you see completed, not completed. That's what it's showing you. So what you need to do is to ensure you separate what is expected to show up with a comma in the source portion. So you ensure that is done. Then once you ensure that is done, by the time we click it again, you see that it has separated it completed. So this is obtainable for all of the data that we have shared, and you can be able to see that we have completed, uncompleted, completed, uncompleted, because it was separated with a comma. That's the first thing to learn. Now let's move forward. The second thing to learn is the slicer. For a slicer, you can easily filter your Excel sheet by either clicking on any of the icon here. Once you click here, you click on insert. When you click on insert, you click insert table, you click on that table icon. It's asking you either OK, then it turns it into a tabular form in terms of into having the table shape of icon that brings up all options that you can use easily. Alternatively, you can just do this without going through that route by just pressing Ctrl T, Ctrl T, Ctrl T. Ctrl T also brings up the same option, Ctrl T. This Ctrl T, you see that it has highlighted all of the table that we want to use. Then you click on OK. By the time you click on OK, you get the same result with what you had before, which is the table, and it's giving us all the options. So all you just want to do here is just very simple, and it is that we are inserting slicer instead of just filtering like this. And you filter for Alex, you click on OK, and you now still go back, you go and filter for Jamie. You can easily get that done looking at it with your while it's changing, and you can make your decision, and the data will be even more better by using slicer. So all you need to do is just to insert slicer. So what do you want to separate with? Is it based on the region? Let's try for the region. So for the region, that's okay. So with this, now we have the region here. This region, you can as well just pick up the region in this manner. You can still do the same for any other part of the whole thing. In terms of when you click this region, East, you have all the East being filtered out. This is the region in the East. This is the northern region. This is the southern region that is being filtered. This is the western region that is being filtered. Now, moving forward, you can as well create the slicer for the salesperson. In terms of the salesperson, if you are actually using the slicer for the salesperson, and we are just merging it up here. Now, in terms of Jordan in the west, now we are now combining the slicer here. The slicer at the top is filtering for west. Now we are filtering for west for John. We want to filter for west for Alex. It means Alex did not have any sale in the west. For Jamie, Jamie also did not have any sale in the west. Now let's pick on the north. The north for Alex. Alex sales is detailed below in the north. Jordan's sales is detailed below in the north. Jamie's sales is not having any sale in the north. So that's just one of the things that slicer does. And even with this slicer, we can just have a graph alongside with this. As we change each of the things we are filtering with, it gives us the way the graphical image will look like in terms of visualizing our data. That's the second thing. The third thing that we'll be dealing with here today is we'll be dealing with just using how to auto fill your Excel with border. How to auto fill your Excel with border. How to auto fill your Excel with border. So we just want to fill the Excel with border while we are typing instead of we using it after we might have finished typing. So the first thing for you to do in this case is that you need to highlight the cell rule, the first rule. Once you highlight the first rule that you want to create a border for in terms of the cell for data, for ease of data entry. So once you pick on that first cell row, the next thing that you expect to do is to click on conditional formatting. Look at conditional formatting here. Once you click on conditional formatting, you come to new rule. On the new rule, you pick on use a formula to determine which cell to format. Once you pick that, then the equality sign, then A, okay, let's freeze the column, then we will allow the row not to be frozen. Then you come to format. Under format, you pick on border. So this border, you pick on the outline that actually create a border for everything, then OK. So with this, once you click OK here, anytime you type here, so I just want to do equality today. You remember what we did in date functions. So this is today's date. Equality today gave us today's date. Now, just a reminder on what we've done before. Alt HFIS gave us this, and we just want to do the month between now and 31st of December 2025. By the time you click OK, you can see that this is being generated. So what I want to bring up here now is that how to auto-populate the border in an Excel while we are typing, which is very good and easy for data entry. So the first thing to do is to highlight the cells. You highlight the cells. Once you highlight the cell, then you need to come to the conditional formatting. You set new rule. You pick on use formula, then equality, freeze, this, then OK. So by the time you start typing, let's say 5th 11th 2024, you realize that immediately there is a borderline created. If you move on and you type anything else, the borderline keeps improving, keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. Now, the reason you are having this in this manner is because the formula states that it should be A2. A2. Now, if you want to pick this for, and we want it to be the A1 in terms of the formatting, the new rule, we're having use of formula, then equality, the dollar A1, and we want it to create a border on all of it. By the time you click on OK, you can see that this place is being covered immediately. So if we keep typing anything, it automatically populates this. So what I'm saying in essence is this: if you are typing in an Excel and you want to auto create your data, it is as easy as just coming to a new tab, pick up the places where you want to cover, the range of places you want to cover, then come to conditional formatting, click on a new rule, use the formula, then equality sign, dollar, then the A and 1. By the time you come to format, you change it to outline to cover all borders and you click OK. So with this, we are saying date, time, school, subject, material. So by the time we put on today's date, you realize all of these are being covered immediately. All of these are being covered. All of these are being covered. Now, if you want to bring up this, it's as easy as if you change this formatting to the A2. If you change it to the A2 in terms of dollar A2 and you pick on this, so each time you type, it keeps following up. It keeps following up. It keeps following up. So that is that about auto border on in an Excel sheet. If you have been impacted by this class, kindly ensure to click the like button, share with your loved ones, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We thank you. and thank you for listening. Bye bye.